Time to get serious about our wood cutting. We have been so busy, I haven't really done much. So far we have one cord. Estimated use will be around 6 to 7 cords. You can see right here, this one, was already down. It blew over before we bought the land. We're looking forward to burning the birch. It's just, the birch, everything I cut down this spring, none of it was dead. It was all live. We're going to actually let that season for probably a year and a half. We have a close friend of ours that has a large acreage, and he's clearing a lot of trees out, so he has offered to let us come and take some trees. So we'll be getting all this beetle kill stuff that we can cut up and burn right away and don't have to let it sit in season. For the rest of this video, we are going to show you a peek into how we power our place.
Welcome to Alaskan Freedom. This is not our first Alaskan winter, but it's our first winter off-grid.
So, two things that we are trying to make sure that we're okay on that are very important to us. One is heat, and the other is power. Heat's going to be easy for us. We are going to be burning wood in our wood stove, which we'll be installing here very soon and show you that. But until then, we do have a propane heater that is heating the cabin. But the power is an unknown. So that's what we're going to address today is how much power do we need, and are we going to be able to generate enough to get by through the winter? To get by through a cold winter. We don't have any electric to the property, and we don't have our solar system in yet that we plan on doing. That is not coming until next year. We did use a travel solar panel that we had from our camping days when we were living on the road in the tent, and we used that a little bit this summer, but the permanent system we plan on putting in is far from even being planned, let alone being put in. So this winter we have a different plan.
The main thing we need power for this winter is lights, refrigeration, and charging our stuff.
To get an idea of how much power we need, it's been a lot of trial and error. And we have been in the cabin now for almost a week and a half and just been consuming power like we will be every day throughout the winter. So we've been getting an idea of what we need. So the main way we're getting our power this year is going to be through power stations. We have spent a lot of time learning about the voltage and amp hours or watt hours. I don't even actually know which one it is, but the hours that these batteries will supply us with power. And we have 4 different batteries we're using right now. We have 2 that we purchased, and one we've owned for many years, and actually I don't even think we can buy it anymore. So we're not really going to talk about that. We have a newer one from the same brand, which is Jackary. And we have another one that we're not going to name yet because it's too new to us, and we haven't had time to really put it to the test and review it, but we will update you later on that one. And then the 4th one we have is the A-Free, which is one we just got about a month ago and have been using, and it's the largest of the 3 we have. It is how big?
Just over 2 kilowatts.
Kilowatt hours, I believe that's, yeah, just over 2 kilowatt hours. What that means, from what we're understanding, is that should be the battery should supply you enough power to run a kilowatt for 2 hours. Does that make sense? So anyways, just to give you an example here, we have this one. So we use this for the kitchen. And right now it's plugged into the refrigerator. And then it also has our internet that we plug in and unplug as we're not using it. It actually doesn't draw a lot of power, but we still like to just consume as little electricity as we need to.
I used that yesterday to cook in a rice cooker and also use it for food processor.
Use a food, yeah. So anything in the kitchen that we plug in is being used off this unit. So we're going to talk about this a little bit in general with how we're powering the house, or how we're powering the cabin. So you can see right now the refrigerator is actually running at this moment, and it is drawing 114 watts. And it says at that we have 6 hours of battery left. We're at 47%. We charged this fully last night. Do you remember what time it was when I turned off the generator? Yeah, it's probably about 9 o'clock. We were actually just laying in bed watching a movie. So from 9 p.m. till now, I don't even know what time it is. So from 9 p.m. to 11 a.m., over a 14-hour period, this has consumed about half the battery.
So we can last with this battery for a whole day with this refrigerator.
Yeah.
It seems like it's fast. It sucks up a lot of energy fast, but because this refrigerator is really old, newer refrigerators consumes kind of like almost half of it. So probably this battery could last for maybe 2.5.
Yeah, we did look at some new refrigerators, and we are going to be replacing this refrigerator soon. We talked in an older video about how we got this refrigerator kind of for free, so it was just a quick and easy thing to throw in here. Eventually we'll purchase a high efficiency refrigerator, and it will use, like Eleinne said, about half the power of what this is. So we're hoping to get about 2 days out of this battery to run the refrigerator. These newer batteries, this has been a big upgrade for us, because the old battery stations that we bought, those old power stations, would take 6 to 8 hours to charge. These new ones only take an hour to 2 hours. That's awesome. We're not running our generator very much now, or needing to pull solar as much to charge these. The input on them is about 8 times bigger than what our old one used to be, the amount of power they bring in. But we like this one so far. Like Eleinne said, it is a 2 kilowatt. It's a little over 2 kilowatt, I forget.
So I'll show you the aesthetics and features of this battery. 212-volt and then 2 USB.
Yeah.
And then like you have 4 USB-C, and then you turn this on, this button right here, so it can produce electricity on this area. And then right here you get some light. Oh, it's blinding me. And then there's the on and off power for the battery. And then right here on the side you got six electrical outlet.
Yes.
And then also there's a compartment on top of here, which is some, I don't know, maybe to store up like some cords. And then right here on the side is it's a solar input and power input.
Here's a close-up of the screen. It shows your battery life, the output. If we had it charging, the input would be right here. It shows how much time's remaining, and when you turn different things on and off, it shows that the power for those are on or off. This is for the AC, this is for the USBs, and then there's one for the DC. And it just shows that the different systems are on and off. Of the units we have, this I think is our favorite screen, at least. I love the screen on it. The display is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the light, I thought was kind of a weird idea. But if you look at it from the standpoint, somebody was talking about using these as backup power when their power goes out in their house. So that makes sense. If the power's out in your house and you need light to see and to carry this big heavy thing around, then yeah, you can push the light on, and then while you're carrying it around, you see where you're going. It does have 2 handles on it. Let's see where the handles. It does have 2 big handles on it.
I wish they built some wheels under here so it's easier to move.
Yeah.
Because it's so heavy.
For a unit this heavy, wheels would be really nice.
It's impossible for me to carry it, but he's already like struggling carrying it. So.
Yes, I'm a weakling. I struggle.
No, he's not a weakling.
It was hard to put up here. It was a pain in the butt. But now when we carry the other ones we have around, it makes them seem light. But yeah, it is heavy. I don't know that that's a drawback. It's just because it's twice as big or twice as much battery as the other units. And one thing that is different, I don't know that it's good or bad, the plugs being on the side. Probably, to me that's strange. It probably has something to do with the way they had to design it to cram that much battery into such a small unit. But it's weird that the plugs are on the side. And I don't know if it's a bad thing. Actually, for our setup, it's a good thing to plug it on the side. But if we were using this in another application, we like the plugs on the front when we're using it for other stuff, for charging our laptops or phones, plugging in the lights, stuff like that. It's easier to have everything in the front.
So the reason why we're not pulling this down on top from the top of the fridge is because it's so heavy. It's 55 pounds of the total weight of this.
Yeah.
So it will be hard for us. It's kind of like hard for us to just put it off and put it on.
It's a pain to get up and down.
Yeah.
So now that it's up there, it's staying up there. So this is going to be our refrigerator power. And so far, what do we think of this one?
What do I think of that?
The A-free. Yeah.
A-free.
Anyways, we want to thank them for sending us this unit to try it out.
Thank you, A-free.
Yep. We've enjoyed it so far. It's been great. But the Jackary has one advantage over all the power stations that we have tried out. And we're going to talk more about some different brands in later videos. The Jackary, we can charge off any generator. This one and all the other power stations we use, we have to use a pure sine wave generator to charge them, which that's not a problem because we now have one. We didn't before, but we do now have one. And that's a quieter, better generator anyway. It's a better one to be using for our electronics and stuff, but that is one drawback for somebody that if you have an off-grid cabin or something and the only generator you have is a bigger old school generator that's not a sine wave, then you cannot charge this with that. It needs to be a pure sine wave, or you can plug it in, or you can use solar power. We're also going to try an air fryer on it. We were going to do that last night and we didn't. So
We'll do that today, probably.
we're going to do that today?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do that today.
Okay. So
Tonight.
by the end of this video, we'll have it, right?
Yes.
Yes. I'll edit that. What are you going to air fry tonight for us?
I'm gonna air fry some sweet potato tonight.
Okay. So then we'll check and see how much power it really consumes, how many watts it's pulling out. Get an idea on that. That's probably the biggest consumption of power, other than just the fridge running full time on it, would be the air fryer that we're going to be using. We are at 33%, 133 watts going out because the fridge is running. So go ahead and turn it on. Yeah, let's see what it jumps up to.
How much?
It jumped out to almost 1,400 watts. So the air fryer is using about 1,200 watts when it's running. It was determined that the air fryer is not really going to be a valid option to be using off of the A-free or off of any power battery station.
It's like a lot of energy.
Yeah, it's pulling 1,200 watts. So at that rate, the potatoes Eleinne is cooking are going to take 30 minutes, and it would drain 50% of the battery in 30 minutes, which takes us almost an hour to charge. So anytime it drains more power from the battery than the amount of time it takes to charge it, then instead of using the batteries, we just plug the air fryer is just plugged straight into the generator. So we have the cord that we normally would be charging the batteries with is coming in and running the air fryer, and that's just because of the heating element that's in that, it uses so much power. That's how we'll be using that. And we'll have to weigh out the cost of, once we have the stove hooked up, is it really worth cooking in the air fryer versus using our propane stove? So we have different options, and that's one of the things we're going to be exploring this winter is which options work best for us. But at least we have options.
If you know any air fryer that doesn't suck up a lot of energy, let us know.
Yeah. We're always looking for better kitchen products, or Eleinne is. I'm not. I'm looking for tools. She's looking for kitchen stuff.
These are my toys.
These are your toys. My toys are made by Milwaukee and DeWalt. Yours are made by Ninja and
KitchenAid.
and KitchenAid.
Ninja.
Yeah. All right.
Camp Chef.
Yes. Camp Chef. These new, their full retail price is $15.99. It's 2 kilowatts. The Jackary we have is only 1 kilowatt and costs the same price. So really it's half price.
Currently, this A-free 2400 watt station is $12.99.
And with a discount code that we have in our description below that A-free has supplied us, you can get another 10% off. So that would make the unit $1,100 and some dollars. For that price, for a 2 kilowatt system, that's a really good deal. So would we buy this system? Because we got this one free for them, thank you again. Would we buy this? We really like this unit, and it charges very fast. We have run this down to 0 just to test it, and it took us only about 2 hours to charge. So that's the AFRY. Sorry if we're screwing up the name on that. That is that unit. We do like the unit. If we only had to buy one unit and we were looking for something that was this much wattage, 2 kilowatt, and that's all we wanted, then this would probably be our go-to of all the ones we've tested so far. Like we said, we've used the Jackarys. We love the Jackarys. They are very overpriced. Their customer service is amazing, but they're maybe not overpriced. They're very expensive. And we own 2 of those units, and the other unit, we'll have to use it a little longer to give you a better review on that.
So our AFRY battery is going to be responsible for my kitchen appliances, refrigerator, food processing,
blender, yeah.
My rice cooker. Pretty much that's what I need. And charging our vacuum cleaner.
The other unit we're not talking about today, we are going to leave unnamed, and we're actually not even quite sure until we test that more how we're going to be using our other units, which are going to be where. But currently, what we have set up is the Jackary we're using here. So this is the Jackary Explorer Plus, 1000 Plus, I'm sorry. This has the same battery technology as the AFRY, but this is only 1000 watts. So it's only a 1 kilowatt. The output is still the same. It's 2000 watt max, or 2000 volt max. I still don't know the difference. But it's half the battery life. So this unit here is what we use for our, I call it the toys. That charges our cell phones, our computers. We have a light plugged into it that maybe you saw here in the background. That's our only source of light right now in the cabin. It has 5 bulbs on it, and we can switch that so it's either 2, 3, or 5 bulbs lit up. So it gives us plenty of light inside of here. And then we'll also need power for the bathroom. The bathroom is going to have its own lights, fans in it, in that. So the Jackary and the other unit will kind of go back and forth to that. So now let's talk about how we charge these up. So let's go take a look at the generators and how we use them to power this.
This is our first generator that we've been using from the first 3 months. And this is what we use to charge the Jackary. So this is not a pure sine wave generator. And now we're using this Honda pure sine wave generator. So this is what we're using to charge our AFRY battery. And now we use this to charge the Jackary.
Yeah.
So, on. Shade. So now you can see there's almost 1100 watts of input, and then it will be charged within less than an hour and a half.
Yeah, it does say 89 minutes, but in our experience, that's usually wrong. It's usually much quicker. So when we're charging from 46 to 100%, that usually takes us about 60 minutes or less. So what we generally do is in the morning is we'll top this off. We'll run it for about an hour and top it off, and then let it run all day. And then in the evening before we go to bed, we'll do the same thing. We'll top it off real quick. And the Jackary that we're using for our toys, for plugging in our phones and the computer and stuff, we'll charge that one either every other day or just top it off and let it run, because it only takes about 20 minutes a day of running. So in the evenings when we're charging the AFRY, then we'll also top off the Jackary, just so we have power at night.
By the way, our old battery station is a Jackary Explorer 1000.
That one I don't think they sell anymore, so we're not going to really show that and talk about it. But that unit is in the shed, and it's getting a little cold, so we got to start bringing that in at night. But we're not going to talk much about that one. It is, how long have we had that one?
3 years.
Yeah, next month will be 3 years. It had a 3-year warranty. It now is having a problem charging above 80%. They're telling us that is our fault because we didn't charge it often enough. When we weren't using it, we put it in storage, sometimes for months at a time, and didn't charge it. And I guess that will make the batteries are an item that wear out, we all know that. But that will make the batteries wear out faster if they sit long periods of time without being charged. Currently, we have a hard time getting it above about 86%. It still works great. I mean, it just, now that we have these newer ones, we have now with the A-Free, we'll be able to charge 2 kilowatts in less than 2 hours. Taking 6 hours to charge that old 1 kilowatt battery just seems barbaric.
Why barbaric?
I don't know. When we bought it new, it was the greatest thing ever. That was our power for 3 years while we were camping. So they treated us well.
Primitive, you should say primitive.
Primitive.
Not barbaric.
Not barbaric. Primitive.
Primitive.
Sorry, English is not my first language. So one of the drawbacks of being off-grid is having to buy gas and run the generator for a few hours every day. Even though that's the quieter generator. And that, where we have it sitting right now, we put it there for the purpose of filming. We actually keep it normally inside of that shed for storage, and then when we run it, we put it behind the shed. So we almost barely hear it then, but we still hear it a little bit. And you might be able to hear it now because we have one of the windows cracked because it is a hot, balmy 35 degrees right now in Alaska. So we needed some air ventilation in here. So we are consuming fuel.
So we're using about 1.5 gallons of fuel every day.
Yeah, and right now here in Alaska, where we live anyways, fuel is running about $3.40 a gallon. So that is costing us approximately $5.50 a day. So over a month, that's going to cost us just shy of $200. That might seem kind of expensive, but when you take in consideration that we are living off-grid, mortgage-free, and that's our really only expense is that and propane right now, those two things can be a little expensive compared to maybe a utility in a regular house, but that's it. That's all we pay for. We don't have any other bills associated with the house anyways. So, you know, we don't pay for garbage, we don't pay for water, we don't have a mortgage. We're super cheap taxes on the land, so yeah, and in the summertime those bills go away. We don't use hardly any propane, and once we have the solar hooked up, that'll drastically change how much we're running the generator and cut out fuel costs for pretty much all the summer and hopefully part of the winter next year. Am I freezing you out? I'm in a t-shirt and you're in gloves and a coat and a hat.
Well, that's what a Minnesota guy would say to a tropical woman like me.
Okay, fair enough.
I even have a heater down
She's
below.
standing right by the heater. So that's our power setup for the winter. It's working right now. It's working great. It is. We have, with all of our batteries, we have a total of 5 kilowatts. Could we leave for a week and everything be okay? No. Because our fridge wouldn't be able to last that long. If the longest we could probably be gone really right now is 2 days.
And we're spoiled. This fridge is already like too big for us. We're used to having like a very small fridge.
We got so excited the other day because we bought something we have not bought in a long time.
What is that?
Okay, I take that back. We bought it, but this is the first time we've been able to store it. What did we buy that we have not bought in a long time?
Oh, ice cream!
Ice cream! We haven't had a freezer in 4 years.
Oh my gosh.
So for 4 years, the only ice cream we've had is like when you just go buy a cup of ice cream or buy a little cone. And now we have a jug of ice cream in our fridge. We were so excited about that, having a freezer.
Yep.
So now we'll be able to use the freezer a little bit, buy meat when it's on sale and have some meat in there.
Everything what we're doing right now is working well, but is this gonna work once the temperature hits below negative degrees. So we're gonna find out, and I'm excited to find out.
You're excited to find out.
I am.
It'll be fun. I'm not worried about the batteries because the batteries are in a heated cabin. They're going to be warm. They're going to be fine. What I'm more worried about is a generator situation. We have 2 generators. They are not going to be, I mean, they can't be indoors. They are going to be in the shed. And I still have to figure out a way to probably leave them in the shed so they run in there. But to do that, we have to exhaust them. We have to hook up the exhaust so it goes outside the shed. That's a project that's coming up very soon in the next few weeks that we'll be doing. For now, it's not cold enough. We pull them outside, we run them when we need, and then I put the small one back inside. The big one's too heavy. I'm not moving it in and out. But yeah, eventually those will be in the shed, but the shed is not insulated or heated. So even though it's indoors and protected from snow, it's not protected from cold. So let us know. Does anybody have one of these Honda generators? And if they do, should we be storing that inside? And then just taking it outside when we need to use it?
I think you should ask Sean.
We should ask Sean. Sean in Alaska has one of these.
Yes.
We need to ask him. It's light enough where I can easily bring that inside, and it's small enough where I could put it inside to store it. I mean, our cabin's not huge. I'd rather not, but if we need to, maybe we need to store that inside. And then, what else are we adding, electricity-wise? The vent fans.
The vent fan.
And a light in the bathroom, so there'll be more lighting in here.
Yeah, we bought an air hood. It's a portable cooking vent.
It's a countertop.
It's a countertop.
It's basically a hood vent, but it's a countertop hood vent.
Yes, and I'm excited to have that.
Yeah, so we'll have that soon and try that out. Again, this is everything. If you're seeing as we were shooting this video, if you're seeing the inside of our cabin, nothing is in the right place right now. Things are just, because we're still building, we're just temporarily moved in. The kitchen is not anything close to like it's supposed to be. The only thing that's in the place where it's supposed to be is a refrigerator in the bed. For our new viewers, please subscribe, hit the like button. What else? Oh, we have a new feature.
Buy us a coffee.
We have a new feature, buy us a coffee.
Yes.
This is new to us, and we are super appreciative of everybody that watches our videos. And we don't expect anything more than that. All we want is for you to watch and like and subscribe. That's all we want.
Yes.
If you would like to buy us a coffee, we have a link in the description where you can buy us a coffee. So we appreciate that. We are coffee drinkers.
A mushroom coffee drinker.
Mushroom coffee drinkers.
I am a mushroom coffee drinker.
So let us know in the comments what you think. Is this going to be enough power to get us through the winter? We think so, but I guess we're excited to find out. You are.
Yes, I am excited. Without any sarcasm, I am excited.
When you're excited, I'm excited.
Coffee cat.
Thank you for watching.
And thank you for listening.
Let's see, what else? There was something else I wanted to say. Oh.